Alright, hello once again. Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and as part of the Rankin Technical College AWD or Application and Website Development Program, and in particular the AWD1112 Application Programming with Java class, I've been doing a series of video presentations. I've already finished our Java Quick Language Syntax, or whatever the heck it's called, in a press text with about 23 chapters. And I've been doing some payroll programs to get us in the groove, so to speak, to create some Java programs. All right, so this is now Java program number 4. I will import into this not just, in fact, I don't need this Java X swing. Yeah, I do. And that should have said J option pane. All right, but I'm also going to put in here, for the first time, you're going to see before your very eyes, I'm going to do Java decimal format. What does that mean? That means I'm going to format my dollar stuff. So for this fourth, I will add constants, looping, modularization, and formatting. I think that's probably about enough of a program. So again, or a comment rather, this is for how to create programs. All right. So I'm just going to leave it like that. That's good enough, I think. All right. So there was my input. I've got these at the top. Tell you what, I think I'll put them. I have been trying to be consistent here, so I'm going to put them right there. There we go. All right. So up at the top, we've got our variables inside of main. Before we do that, I'm going to come in and both declare and initialize my global program constants. Now these are arbitrary values I made up, and I got about 9 of them. To do this, I'm going to make these private, meaning they can only be used inside of this particular class. I'm going to make them static because they're going to deal with main. I'm going to use the word final because they are constants. And I'm going to call this max non-OT. You've seen this kind of thing before. Set it equal to 40.0. And that'll be the max non-overtime hours that an employee can work. All right, now, probably shouldn't do this, but I'm going to just copy like this because I'm a little lazy this morning. I've got a couple bytes here. BYTE, and here 2, 3, 4 more, 5 more doubles, and this last one will be an integer. All right, now let's come in and fix this. This first byte, this will be the minimum age. So this is the smallest age of an employee. All right, we're going to just make it, we'll make it 18. All right, whatever the job is, we're going to say that you have to be 18 to work there. And then we're going to put in max age. And that's going to be, I don't know, 125. We've got somebody who's still kicking at 125 and working. More power to them. We're going to have an overtime rate. All right. In fact, I like this better up in here. There we go. All right. What else do we have? We have to have a minimum number of hours somebody can work and a maximum number of hours that somebody can work. And we'll say for the minimum, 0. You're sick or whatever. And the maximum, we're going to make 84. That's 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. So this will be the minimum employee age. This will be the maximum employee age, the minimum employee hours worked, the maximum hours worked, the minimum rate, and maximum rate, minimum rate again if they're, we'll make it 0, and we'll make this for the maximum, I don't know, let's make it $100, which screws up all this, but that's okay. And you've heard it before from me, I'm a little anal about this stuff. I like my stuff lining up like little soldiers. So this will be the, that's min. Minimum employee hourly rate. The maximum employee hourly rate. And we'll call this, we'll make one more variable. This will be our total number of employees. We're just starting out, so we're going to make it 3 because that'll make it easy to test. So we have in here 9 constants. Notice they're all final, they're all private, they're all static. They're private because we only want to use them in this class, which is the only class we have right now for this program. And they're static because they're going to be interacting directly with main. And they're final because that's what you do with constants. All right, so hopefully all that made sense. Looks good to me. All right. Somehow that looks funky. I don't know why. I don't care right now. That's good. All right. Still want my first name, my middle name, my last name, or my middle initial, I should say, my last name, my age, my union, my employee number, my hours worked, my hourly rate, and my gross pay. Still want all of those. Now, I'm going to write this, and I'm not going to write this in what I would call good Java syntax. What does that mean? That means in the next program iteration, I will rewrite this in, quote, good Java syntax, unquote. All right, but one thing I am going to do here, I don't think I need my input string or my output string anymore, so I can get rid of those. Okay, but I'm going to just get rid of all this. Everything that I put in here. I probably will rue the day I did that, but it's okay anyway. All right, it just means I'm going to have to type more in. That's fine. So what do we have so far? Our comment, of course, our import statements, our class declaration, our main, and in main right now, all we're doing in main right now is we are declaring our variables. Okay, so loop through all employees, get each piece of information needed by calling a method. That's fine. Not great, but that's fine. Pretty this up a tad. All right, that's looking okay. There, I think that's pretty good. So I'm going to go and I'm going to loop through this. This is going to be a for loop, and this for loop is going to look just like the for loops that you learned back in the days of C#. So int LCV equals 1, LCV less than or equal to our total employees, which was 3, plus plus LCV. All right, put our comments in for this. All right, and let's get each piece of information. All right, so first name. Now I'm going to get a bunch of errors here because I'm going to be calling routines that do not yet exist. Equal input first name. This doesn't exist, so I'm going to get an error. That doesn't exist, so I'm going to get an error. You get the idea. I guess I could call these input emp first name, input emp mi. Might be a little nicer to do that. Again, this I'm being consistent. You could also say that I'm pushing this being consistent to too big, but if nothing else, this is going to make the program even that much more self-documenting. All right. Again, as mentioned, every piece of this data in here is going to give me an error, all right, because none of these routines have been written yet. All right, almost done here. And finally display all. I'm going to pass in everything. And that'll be everything. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to comment out each one of these lines so the errors go away. And as I write the routine, I will uncomment, okay, that particular routine. So I now have everything that I need in main. Main is becoming, in case you haven't figured it out. In fact, we're going to put in one more line. Let's add one more. Let's add one more variable in here. All right, and we're going to call this double tote gross pay. We're going to set that equal to 0.0, and that'll be the total gross pay of all employees. Good enough. Screwed up my, but that's fine. All right, so let's start with input first name. I'm calling a routine called input emp first name. I'm going to stick this into emp first name, which is a string. So I'm going to have to return a string. Public static string input first name. Now when I first do this, it's going to give me an error because I'm not returning anything yet. All right, so I'm going to create a local variable, just call it fn for first name, and I'm going to set it equal to the empty string. So right now it's equal to nothing. And I want to make sure that I put something in here. So I'm going to use a do while instead of a while. Again, yeah, it's the first time we've looked at loops, but it's the first time we've looked at loops in Java. You've looked at these loops before. Fn equals JOptionPane dot show input dialog. Please input, how about, let's not even be that. Input employee first name. Just leave it like that. Okay. Fn equals fn dot trim. You know what trim does. And I want to keep doing this while fn dot equals the empty string. So as long as this is equal to the empty string, I want to keep running this. All right, and then when I'm all done and I get out of the loop, I want to return fn. Notice now my error went away and I have no error here. All right, the good news is, and I'm just going to do these last two. All right, I'm going to have input mi. I'm going to grab this whole routine. I'm going to copy it to the clipboard. I'm going to paste it back in again. And this is going to be input employee. Come on. Mi. All right. Now all I have to do is change this to mi. All of these to mi. Now I want to ask for the employee middle initial. All right, now that one's done. And my error right here is gone as well. Finally, let's do this, and then we'll stop because I'm already getting up. Well, I'm at 20 minutes. All right, so let me grab this one. This is the same as the first name, so I'm just going to copy that, except I have to change first name to last name. So this would be employee last name, L L, L. Don't even have to really change these, but it makes more sense to do that. L and last name. All right, now since I have all of my other routines, input, imp, last name, that should be a big E. Since I have these three done now, let's just take it for a spin before we finish this up. Save all, right mouse click on here, and run main. Okay, enter the first name. I'm going to put in nothing. Notice it asked me to do it again. That's good. Jeffrey. Last name I'm going to leave blank. It asked me to do it again. P. All right, last name. Asks me to do it again. Okay, now it's just in a loop now where it's going to keep asking me. First name, last name. So, Rob G. Wilson. Finally, there should be one more. Mary R. Jones. Boom. So it works. I'm going to come back and I'm going to write the rest of these routines in just a moment.